Hi, this is Chrissy Incognito, and welcome to another episode of my show. Now, you might be wondering why I'm incognito. This is my alter ego that can say things that I cannot otherwise say unless I was incognito. So, thank you for returning. In order to understand more about this episode, please view the previous episode. Happy listening. Then my friend says to me, who happens to be friends with Mark as well, um, Mark said something about getting you kicked out. And I was like, getting me kicked out? If he likes me, if you get me kicked out, I'm not coming around. So I don't understand any of this. Okay. So it was something, obviously, it was said in teen talk, but it was something along the lines like, if I get kicked out, and Mark had made it known that he was friends with the owner, then again, I would have to come to him just like with Andrew. So he didn't really seem like he was threatened by Andrew or that it was an issue. And I figured, I mean, if I were Mark, I'd be like, okay, you know what? I'll try to build a rapport with the girl I like, and maybe the tide will change. You know what I mean? And so then it was again. So when he found out that I liked Andrew, "Oh, Andrew's my buddy. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Here's my number. Let's talk." Blah 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 blah. So I started to say to Mark, um, "Tell me more about Andrew and all of this kind of stuff." So it kind of did work in his favor, um, to try to, I don't know, like sweet talk me, or but he didn't. So that's why he had me kicked out. He had me kicked out because everybody knew he was friend. I mean, he was 17. I mean, it's like 50-year-old creepy guy, like his friends. Like I look back at it now. This is the only reason why I'm saying that. I look back at this now and I'm like, this is so weird. But at the time, didn't it didn't like seem odd at all. So my friend said, again, in teenage talk, so I'm interpreting it. Um, I'm sorry, Mark got you kicked out, so you would have to go to him. And I was blown away, right? You go to all That's why I think to this day he's I have no idea. I didn't see him after 1991, so it's 1,000 years ago. But he purposely manipulated the situation in order to get what he wanted. Okay. And so I just dodged the owner slash manager whenever he was around. I did not go to Mark and say, "Oh, can you put a good word in for me?" And I think at one time I said to him, like, "What's up with this guy?" And he might have said, "Oh, I'll put a good word in for you," some kind of nonsense. But I was not going to play that game. Okay. So things go on, and at some point he breaks up with the bitchy girlfriend. And so he comes around. Um, I found out that he worked at a library. Now imagine 6'2" guy with long hair down to his waist working at a library. I thought it was very odd. So me and my friends went to that library and, you know, talked to him. I made my friend come along. I was like, I don't want to go to there alone. It looks creepy. So, and then at some point, he asked me to drive him to his house, just for a ride to his house. And so I knew where he lived. So I would like, at times, I would ride by his house. What a creeper, but I'm 17. I know, it's innocent. I wasn't doing anything. And then I would drive by his work, and sometimes I went in to be like, "Oh, what would you recommend?" Or some kinda nonsense like that. And so this went on. So then I go into senior year, which, is 91 to 92. But he's kind of still in the scene, and he's not with anybody. So, um, all I remember is it was freezing cold. I have no idea. Obviously, it was in like a November, December, January type of thing. And we were in his car, and I said to him, you know, I like you. We've known each other now, what, for a year and a half. I like you. I want to start. I would like to. I said it like more cool, more slick. Basically, I was like, "I like you. I wanna start to date you." And he said, "I just, got out of the relationship with that bitch." He didn't say that, but you know what I'm saying, like, "That bitch. And, I just wanna be free." And I said, "No, that's fine." Again, straightforward, transparent. You make a decision, right? You either are like, I'll be sloppy seconds or I'll just move on. So that night when I was sitting in his car, and again, it was at the arcade, he kissed me. And I was like, oh, okay. Like after you tell me that you kind of want to be single, you kiss me. And I don't remember what happened after that. However, I did find a tape, an audio tape of him calling my house, right? So it sounds like I was asleep and he called, he woke me up. So I'm like fumbling and befuddled and whatnot. And like I said, it was cold out. So it must have been around Christmas time. And I must have given him some sort of gift or token. I couldn't even tell you what it was. And so he's calling me up to thank me. Okay. So I'm going to play that next, but that is what transpired from Paul up until the mental illness episodes. Okay. Because at that point, my mental illness just started getting worse and worse and worse. And that was sort of why I dropped out. I might have pursued him more. Um, But I wasn't in any state, to be functional, and, I remember my mother said to me at one time I was probably saying, "Andrew this, Andrew that," right? And I think my mom was like, "Oh, he called, but I didn't think you were, healthy enough," or she didn't say that, but basically, it wasn't a good time, and she was actually right. She actually did me a favor because that might have kept it going. And there was nothing I don't think Andrew and I were compatible at all. Okay. But and I still think I would have went down that path because I was so attracted to him. But by my mother kind of shooing him away every time he called, it actually did me a favor because I was not in any mindset to talk or have any kind of
Okay.
relationship.
So I flipped the Michael tape over and I got kind of a surprise because I sort of remember this. So, in the years of going from high school into college, I met this guy, Andrew. And all about that stuff is going to be in probably either 91 to 92 episode or 93 episode. Anyway, somewhere along there. Okay, so Andrew, okay, so I started to play it because I was like, oh, what is this? And so it sounds like he woke me up And so what do you do when you get woken up? You play it, you record somebody on audio. Okay, so I'm gonna do it right now. We're gonna listen to it together.
Oh, hey, what's up?
Sorry to cause such a commotion.
Oh, that's okay.
I got your stuff from Chris.
Uh-huh.
I just wanted to say thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. No problem.
Very nice of you.
Oh, no problem. How was your Christmas?
It was alright.
That's good.
How about you?
Oh, fine. Got a lot of stuff.
Did you? That's cool.
Yeah.
I did not. I never do.
What?
I didn't, and I never do.
Oh, poor thing.
Okay, I hate Christmas anyway.
But how was your New Year's?
It was alright too.
Yeah.
Nothing spectacular. How about you?
Oh, I have to say the truth, I, cleaned.
Oh.
Because I was invited out, but my parents, didn't want me to go out because they're like, there's too many drunks out on the road. So I stayed home and cleaned because I was expecting company the next day, so.
Oh, must have been thrilling.
Yeah. How does it feel to be out of college?
Like a fucking poor boy. I'm so broke. I've been looking for a job.
You still didn't find one?
No.
Yeah, I'm in the midst of quitting my job.
Really? Why?
Oh my God. Okay, I got my report card, or whatever you want to call it, and I was pretty much pleased with it.
Yeah.
So I was so when I
I guess that was it.